Okay, hello everybody. Happy Monday. It is a wonderful Monday, and I already have the cards pulled out. Okay, are you guys ready to start your week or what? Okay, so I have the Page of Wands, and I'm using two different decks today. Let me start out with that. Well, you guys are already familiar with the vice versa deck, right? I was using it last week. I'm bringing it in this week, but instead of pulling two cards out of the vice versa deck, I'm going to pull one out of the vice versa, and I'm going to pull another one out of the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I was just thinking the other day, a lot of times we talk about moon energy, but we never quite talk about sun energy, do we? So I've worked with sun energy, because it's always out there. Sometimes we neglect it and we forget that. We can also tap into that power too. So I just wanted to throw that out there, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And we're going to move on. So the overall energy, I have in the vice versa deck, I have the Page of Wands, okay? The Page of Wands with that fire over there, okay? That's quite interesting. I'll get to that in a minute, but it's coupled with the Defense card, okay? Defense card, but it's upside down, okay? It's in the reversal. For the energies that are working for us today, I have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay, we got a lot of reversals today. And in the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, I have the Lost card reversed. All right. Those are the energies that are working for us. Quite interesting. Now, our negative energies today, I have the Chariot card. The Chariot card coupled with the Bluff. The Bluff. I'm going to call your bluff today. And that's in the reverse. The Bluff card is in the reverse. Now for our advice card. I love it when I pull out two similar cards in different decks. That's why I love using different decks. Because sometimes I've actually had a reading where I used two different decks, asked the same questions, and in all freaking three positions, all the three decks matched up. I was like, the cards are really trying to tell me something today, huh? So, in the vice versa deck for your advice card, I have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups. And it's coupled with the Companionship card. Doesn't that go just good together? Yeah. So, we're going to get our week started off with a blast and a bang. And we're going to jump right into it, okay? So, let's go into the overall energy first. Okay, so for our overall card, we have the Page of Wands, and he has the little phoenix right there. This is the flip side of the Page of Wands where you can kind of see the back. So you're not seeing his buff body on the other side. Yeah, this is more of a card where you're drawn, okay? Some of you guys may be transforming, especially with the Phoenix over there. You may be transforming to where you're finally heeding to the call. Like, I'm going to let my passions, fire signs are led and driven all by their drive and, their passions and what fire is ignited within them. And here is the beginning of where you've been getting that call. Okay. And I know that you've been getting that call, but you've been forcing yourself. Perhaps you've been after money with the Defense card in the reverse. It looks like you might have been more focused on getting your money, more focused on being practical, and you were defending this stance, okay, in the past. And I see you transforming with the Phoenix over there to where it's like I'm going to go after what I love to do. I'm going to go after what makes me happy. I'm going to go after my drive. I'm going to go after what lights that fire. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money you want, but if your passions are not ignited, it means nothing. If you're not passionate about life, if you are not happy with the life that you have, it means absolutely fucking nothing. Okay. And I think you're finally getting to that. You're finally acknowledging that. You're finally seeing that, hey, I have to go after what I love, my drives and the things that I want, or else I'm going to lose in the long run. Okay. So that's definitely what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that some of you guys, okay, this may be strange. Some of you guys may be getting the inner call to guide, to lead people, okay? Lead my people out of the desert. You know that Moses moment where he saw that burning bush? Especially with the phoenix coming. He was transformed on that day, wasn't he? Moses was absolutely transformed on that day when he saw the burning bush. And this is like a burning bush moment in your life, okay? You try to possibly, you see, Moses was driven. That's what I'm gonna say. The passion inside him caused him to kill one of who he thought was his own people to protect his other people, his real people, even though he didn't know. So here we are, where some of you guys I feel like you've already gotten that call before. You've already seen that drive. You've already seen what you're passionate about in the past, and you try to hold back from it, okay? But here we are today in a moment where we're heeding that call. The defense card is upside down and not right side up. So we're not being defensive against our passions, against our drives. You see, God is the one who puts those passions and those drives. Spirit is the one who puts those passions and those drives. And it looks like you're not going against spirit anymore. Some of y'all fight against spirit too much, okay? And it feels like today, and I'm happy for you that you are not fighting. You know, sometimes we don't need to go against the grain all the time, especially when the grain is our purpose. Some of you guys are fighting against your purpose, okay? So here you are, and you're like, I'm not going to fight against it anymore. And I see that phoenix absolutely transforming you to follow your drive, to follow your purpose, okay? And I think that's a beautiful thing. So let's see how today is going to go, okay? Let's look at the other cards, you guys. Okay, so now that we're moving into the energies, the positive energies for the day, it's quite interesting, okay? It's really interesting. We got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and that's positive, okay? And it's giving me the feeling that things are turned upside down, okay? And when we have the Wheel of Fortune like that, it reminds me of the coronavirus where everything is shut down, where we can't really control the wheel, but it's not just your personal, issue, but it's the world flipped upside down. And that is actually a positive card for you. Now, remember when everything got shut down, we were forced to put everything online and people hated it. People hated it. For me, I loved it. I could wake up and finish all my responsibilities because they were online in like 2 hours and go about my day. I loved it. The whole world was in reverse and I loved it. I just loved it. I could go to a lot of my favorite places and there weren't so many people. It just really helped me to maneuver and get ahead. It just really helped me to maneuver and get ahead because I'm good at sitting down and using the computer to do things. But I understand that for most of the world, it was an inconvenience to them. Okay? Especially if you're used to, being in some people maneuver like that. Some people are good at being in people's faces and talking to them and being able to maneuver that way. So when things shut down, you just had to talk to a computer. That might have been difficult for a lot of people. But those who don't necessarily like, having to maneuver with people and do all that, we're having a ball. It's just a computer. Put it in and go. I know a lot of things and resources that I normally use a lot of different things I spend all day doing became easier for me. Okay. And that's the kind of feeling I'm getting here. At the same time, it's coupled with the lost card, and the lost card is also in reverse. Okay. So I got a feeling like somebody else's loss is your win. Okay. Or during a time of loss is actually, that's when you thrive. Okay. It could be other people's loss that's causing you to thrive, or during a time of loss when the whole world is at a loss is when you're thriving. Okay. So that is definitely the positive energy for you guys. Let's go ahead and move into the negative energy, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. Okay, so now moving on to the negative cards, we have the Chariot, the Cancer over here, okay? And we also have the Bluff card. But the Bluff card is upside down, okay? So the negative aspect, and I feel like this is going to be easy to change. I feel like if you, some of you guys have been on the move so much, okay, with the Chariot card, or you're forcing yourself to move forward. A lot of times you need to take the time to actually learn, okay? With the Bluff card is a very mental energy. Okay, the Bluff card is somebody who doesn't necessarily need to go to school, but they're going to expand their minds by learning a lot. With the Bluff card upside down, I am not learning. I am not expanding my mind. Okay, a lot of you guys might be stuck in your ways. Okay, with the Bluff card upside down, you are not learning. Okay, that's the negative energy. I feel like that's an easy energy to kind of change. Okay. And coupled with the Chariot card, we have one person with their head up, another person with their head down. Okay. So it's just showing me, even though you have all this passion, I have a sense of feeling ashamed a little bit. Some of you guys feel like you haven't learned too much. Some of you guys possibly didn't want to open yourselves up to learning more or getting to know more things. And that's where the problem is. I feel like you're now getting the call, and the truth is you don't know enough. You don't know enough. You haven't learned enough. You haven't been opening yourself up to enough. Okay. I think some of you guys were possibly very stubborn, too stubborn. When I'm talking about being stuck in your ways, you were probably too defensive with your own way and what you knew. Okay, so you weren't necessarily learning and expanding your knowledge and mind. And that's where we have this negative card at. But I feel like that's easy to change, you guys. That's easy to change. Get around, okay? Get out. You got to get up, get out, move, and, expand your mind. I feel like that is so easy. And that's what I'm getting over here with this negative card. Like, that is so easy to change. So you might want to do that. All right. I think some of you guys might have been used to, one particular way or an area. I was dating a guy, who was just so used to their area. They refused to move or do anything else outside of their area. Okay. And, it definitely hinders you. Sometimes I've noticed that sometimes things that I've struggled with just by moving or switching areas or environments, it completely falls off. Okay. It completely falls off or eliminates. So never to be too stuck in your way or too stuck in a particular environment or too stuck. Okay. Because it kind of hinders your growth with the Bluff card upside down. It hinders your growth. All right. So with that said, let's move on to the advice card, and let's see, because I think the advice card might have a remedy to this. Okay. All right. So as we move on into the advice cards for today, I have the Three of Cups and I have the companionship card. I figure they're all kind of saying the same thing. Okay. So now that you're going to heed your call, it's quite interesting. Now, I want to highlight the fact that in both these cards, even though these women are kind of similar in a particular way, they're also kind of different. Okay, so that's the advice. The advice card is get around people who are kind of different but similar. When we're talking different but similar, they might have the same passion as you. Okay, they might have the same drive as you. They might have the same goals as you, but they're all trying to reach them in different ways. Okay. With the Three of Cups, we see, I'm trying to look at her dress over here. Okay, we see three women, and they're all kind of dressed in the same dress, right? But one has blonde hair, one has red hair, one's a brunette. So they're kind of similar. They kind of have similar structure, right? And they're all holding that cup. They're all, they all have a cup and it's the same cup. They're not all holding it. One person's holding it, but it's kind of like a similar cup, but their hair is different. So they're coming, they're the same, but they have different wisdom to offer, especially with that hair color, right? With the blonde, with the red, it's different type of wisdom. Okay. It's a different type of knowledge. So I'm celebrating that and I'm still learning something from it. Okay. Even in the companionship card, we have the red and blue hand to signify we're different. Okay. But at the same time, at the top, these women are all blondes, even though it's like different shades of blonde. They're all still blondes. One's taller than the other one. They're all kind of muscular women. They all have like a yellow thing tied around them. But the difference is their hair, their shade color, and how tall they are. Do you see that they some of them are a little bigger than the other? The first one is smaller than or the last one is smaller than the first one, depending on how you're looking at it and how the picture shows it. Okay. So there's a little bit of a difference, okay? Or the one, which is so weird for me to actually see, but the second to last has like small boobs. All right. Or one is smaller than the other. So everybody comes with their own flavor. Let's put it like that. All right. Everybody comes with their own flavor, even though we're still harmonious, because, it's not a conflicting relationship. It's still a harmonious relationship because we're all going in the same direction. But it's just different flavors to the mix, okay? Different flavors. With this companionship card, get out. Get to know people who are different from you. Get to know people who come with, a little bit of a difference. That's the advice for today, okay? Especially because you're not learning, okay? You are not learning because you're not expanding. The only way to expand your mind is to expose it to different things so that it's forced, okay? So that your mind is forced to understand, to relate, okay? To process what it is that's coming in, the stimuli that's coming in that is different from what you know. In the process of processing that information that is different from what you know, you grow, okay? You grow. You grow as a person. You grow. Your mentality grows. You learn more, all right? So that is your advice for today. Get out, get to know other people, all right? With that said, that is your reading, you guys. Happy Monday. And I hope you have an awesome week. And I hope this helps set the tone for your week. Have a great day, you guys.